Diddly-do.
Hello, it's Coach Robin here, reporting live from Gymnastics of San Antonio. Stole my own bit from yesterday. I thought it was funny, so I did it again today. Not sorry. So I'm going to be doing our preschool class today, just covering for Miss Abby. She'll be back with it next week, hopefully. So we're just going to wait a little bit, let some people sign on. Don't want to coach to an empty class or up to one. Hello, whoever just joined. Glad you could make it. I am excited for today. I got quite a bit planned for us. Kinda. It's preschool. How much can you do? But it'll be fun. Just waiting for a couple people to join in so it's not so lonesome. You don't really need much equipment today. If you have some stuffed animals laying around, go ahead and grab those while we're waiting. We will use them for beam and a little bit on trampoline, but otherwise don't really need much. Maybe something and some kind of something or other for the floor right now for stretches. Nothing too crazy. Still at one. Okay. I usually like to wait till there's at least 3 people on, so we're gonna give it a couple more minutes. I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Well, ladies or gentlemen, whoever's on, I don't know. BRB. I'm back. Are we up to 3 now? Nope, still at 1. We're back to 0. Still at 1. Alright, sounds good. But like I said, I usually like to wait till we have at least 3, so I'm going to wait just a little bit longer too. Alright, hello whoever just joined. Just kind of waiting on one more person. I like to wait till there's at least 3. 3, alright, here we go. So, first thing that we're going to do, little ones, like to run around. We're at 5. Hello, welcome, awesome. Glad you can make it. Just gonna start warming up a little bit. I want you to run in place. Just run in place real fast. And I mentioned at the beginning, before people joined in, that if you have some stuffed animals, go ahead and grab those. We will be using them periodically throughout the lesson today. I don't know why I'm running weird. So I have this yellow square behind me. You can use a stuffed animal or a t-shirt, a pillow, a marker, whatever you have close by. Place it on the floor. We're going to run around it in circles. So instead of running in place, you're going to run all the way around it. And the little ones will have to move. So giving them some running. 2, 1 more. And 3. Now you're going to skip it. That's 2. We're going to do 1 more. And now hop. We're only going to hop twice, so that was 1 more time. Okay. Now, wherever you're situated right now, I want you to find the closest wall and run to it and run back 2 times. So you're going to go from your object to your wall, back to your object, back to the wall, back to your object, and freeze. Alright, last little cardio bit, we're going to do some jumping jacks. So if you don't know how to do those, you just go open your arms and legs to a big X and go close, hands and feet down together, and then you go open and close and try to go as fast as you can. Little ones sometimes have trouble with this, so you can take it nice and slow, just go open and close. But if they can go fast, definitely want to do that. dokie. Alright, next, if you have a flat surface that they are using as your object, then you can stand on it or in front of it if you don't, and you're going to spin around in a circle. You can either go halfway and then the other half, or see if you can go all the way around in one jump. You're going to do 5 of those. If you're doing half, then you're doing, I guess, a total of 4, so you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, that's fine, okay? Or 5 full ones. Are we still at 5 people? 3, oh no, people left, so sad. That's okay. I'm sure they'll join back in. It usually fluctuates. Alright, next thing we're going to do is some arm swings. So you're going to go arms out to the side and swing side to side in front of your chest and out like an airplane. Six, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now you're going to go down to the side and all the way up to your ears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent. Oh my goodness. This is unexpected. The Easter Bunny is joining us. Hello, Easter Bunny. Nice of you to join us. Seriously, who's over there? You'll tell me later, right? Okay. I don't even know. Okay. Alright, Easter Bunny, we're going into some helicopter swing. So we're going to go arms out to the side and just swing back and forth, twisting in your torso. Alright, now you're going to put your feet together, arms up tall, and reach down, try to touch your toes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now open your legs into a small straddle, and you're going to put your arms up in your ears and reach all the way down and touch your toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now make a big rainbow. Go all the way over to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. Now put your hands right down in the middle of your feet and try to put your hands flat on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. Now take it down to the floor. We're going to go into butterfly. Parents, ask your little ones, where is their butterfly going to fly to today? Most common answers are the beach, home, or gymnastics. So if you're at home, hopefully they're not saying they're going to fly to home. Alright, you're flapping your wings, flying as fast as you can. And push those knees down to the floor. 4, 5, and now try to touch your nose down to your toes. 8, 9, and 10. Now put your legs way out straight. Push your knees straight as you can. Arms up tall. You're going to reach all the way down as far as you can. See if you can tickle your toes. And 10. Alright, let's do that one more time. You're going to go big, chomp all the way down. And this time just count to 3. 1, 2, and 3. Good, come back up. And you're going to open to a straddle. You got straddle. arms up tall. You're gonna reach, walk your hands out as far as you can down your leg. See if you can go all the way to your toes. And 10. Now walk your hands all the way over to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, make little spiders with your fingers and walk them out all the way if you can, as far down. Make yourself a flat pancake. Most of the little ones can do this, so I don't feel so bad. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Come back up and put your feet in front of you. Say hi to your toes, hi toes. And then put your hands behind you by your bottom. And you're gonna lift your bottom up off the floor. Try to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. And I saw the Easter Bunny behind me doing those kicks. I like that. I'm gonna steal that. Let's do those again. And this time we're gonna do just like the Easter Bunny did. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yay! All right. And now you're gonna hug your knees nice and tight. You're gonna do some rock and roll. So you're gonna lean back and come all the way back up to the sitting position. You're gonna do that 5 times. Alrighty. And now this time I want you to see if you can roll and stand all the way up. We're going to do that 3 times. You go back and stand up. And we're going to do it 2 more times. 2, last one. Roll and stand it up. Alright. And that is our warm-up. So go ahead and get some water. We're going to go over to floor. And camera's gonna turn away so I can find out the. Nah, I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to rub though. Who's gonna do it? Okay. I would have thought. I wasn't sure that. Okay. Ah. Right. Oh wait, it's beam today. Back over here. I messed up my hair. Do I care enough to fix it? Does it look bad? Let's see. Okay, not even noticeable. Here. Alrighty, little ones, we're gonna get started on beam. So as always, I know that you may not have a beam at home. So you can use the plank of wood and your wood floors, strip of tile if you've got that in your kitchen, really anything. Make a line with socks, or go out to the curb, whatever you want. Some kind of beam for you. It can even be imaginary if you want. Pretend you're on a beam. That works too. So what you're going to need for beam is your imaginary beam and a stuffed animal. If you don't have a stuffed animal on hand, that's okay. I mean, you can really use anything, some small object to hold up over your head. Alright, the first thing that we're going to do is hold on tight to it, lift it up over your head. We're just going to walk in a straight line down whatever space that you have. I've got a good amount of space here, so I'm going to go all the way. I'm just walking on flat feet, trying to keep your head up without walking without looking down at your feet. You're going to turn around and go all the way back. Alright, then you're not going to turn around because we're going to go backwards. You're still holding on to your animal up top. Try not to look down at your feet. You want to keep your chest and head up tall. And then once you're at the end, you're going to turn around, go all the way back. Excellent. Now you're going to turn sideways. And for this one, if you have two stuffed animal friends, you can hold one in each hand and hold them out to the side like that. They can be your little navigation buddies. Or you can hold the one over your head, same as before. I'm going to use my two. They're going to make sure I don't bump into anything on my sides. They're my lookout so that my head can stay straight and I don't have to look where I'm going. Because remember on beam, you don't want to turn your head. Snowman says I'm at the end, so now I'm going to go back this way, and Penguin's going to let me know. What's that, Penguin? I'm at the end? Alright, thank you very much. Alright, this time we're going to set down one of our friends, and we're going to go forwards again. This time I want you to walk up on your tippy toes. Go as high as you can. Make sure Snowman can see everything, or whoever your friend is for now. Walking up high on tippy toes. Since you're probably not necessarily on a beam, this should be a little easier than it is here. You're going to turn it around, go forward all the way back. Good. Now I want you to try to go backwards. If you cannot walk backwards on your tippy toes, that's okay. You can just go sideways. A lot of kids have fun with this one. So if you can't quite go backwards on tippy toes, that is perfectly okay. If you want to try it, absolutely go for it. Give yourself the challenge. Snowman's doing it with me. And take it all the way back. My hair is very messy. Messy hair, don't care. Alrighty, that is how it works. Right, next thing you're going to do is, if you have a lot of stuffed animals, or a bunch of socks, or even better, cones of some kind, or literally anything that you can step over, I want you to go ahead and lay those out on the floor. So I'm going to use our cones because we have them. This is what we normally use here at the gym. So this is a good reference for your little ones. If they don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sure they've seen these before. Alright. And what we're going to do with these is step over them. So, as you walk, I want you to pick your knee up really high and go over this cone. Then you take double steps, go really high in the air and step over. Alright, now that I've got knees, so I'm going to lift my head back up so I'm not staring at my feet. Because that's how we do it on beam. Lifting my knee up really high to step over. I'm going to turn around and go all the way back. Notice that I'm not using the same foot every time I step over. I want you to try to switch. Alrighty. Now if you want to try this with the whatever you're jumping over, it'll probably be better with your stuffed animals, especially for the little ones. That's okay. But if you want to move them aside and not use them at all, that's totally okay too. What we're going to do is jump over them. So just like the hops we did on warm-up, you're going to keep your feet together and try to jump all the way over the cone. And then jump to the next cone and over it. Or animal or marker, whatever it is that you're using. cameraman. Over. Get to be like the Easter Bunny yourself today. Alright. Next thing that we're going to do, I should have done this before the stepping over, but I forgot, is you're just going to balance on one foot. So if you still have your obstacles out, you can have them try to balance their foot over but not touching their obstacle. So if they're using an animal or a cone or something, just try to hover over it without touching it. I'm going to hold each one about 5 seconds and then switch feet. See if you can balance on the other foot too. Good, alright. If they can hold that for 5 seconds, then they should be able to step over it. So that's why I should have done it first. But alright. Next thing, you're going to move your obstacles out of your way. And we're going to do bear walks. I know this is the favorite of a lot of my little ones. We love doing these, maybe not on beam, but in general, they usually enjoy it. So you're going to put your hands on the floor and try to keep your feet and hands on your imaginary beam. You're going to walk forwards. Try to keep your legs nice and straight. And if you want, you can try to go backwards. That makes it a little harder. But if that's too advanced for you right now, that's okay. You can turn forwards, go all the way back, forwards again. Alright. And the very last thing we have for floor, or for beam, I'm going to let you finish those up. I know the little ones are a little slower than I am, so give you a second before I go into our last thing. They're especially slow on bear walks, so that's why I'm giving you plenty of time on this one. They love taking their time on these. It's adorable. It's not even sarcastic. I absolutely love watching the little ones do these. It's so cute. Alright. Can you tell I miss y'all? Alright, so the last thing we're going to do is our ski jumps. I don't know if I've done these with my babies. Others might have done it, but I don't think I personally have. But it's pretty simple. We've done it on the floor before. So all they need to do is put their hands on their imaginary beam and jump side to side, just like this. You're not moving or pushing forwards or anything. You're just jumping side to side. You're going to do that 10 times. So I've already done a few, but I'll start over. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. Alrighty. That is all we have for beam. I'm going to leave my cones out so I remember to clean them later. And we are going to go over to floor after I go get my water. Take a water break. I give you a tiny bit more of a break. You need to go do one more thing. Go fast. I talk, I'll be doing that. But it's not a big deal. So for floor, I know that y'all, I can even go last. I want to make sure that y'all have a safe place to be doing this. So I don't want you to be just on your hardwood or tile floors. If you have carpet, you should be okay. But especially since this is our little ones, our preschool, try to get like a squishy blanket or a nice pillow or something. Because the first thing we're going to be doing is front rolls. So if you don't have something soft under you, it's probably going to hurt a little bit. So I want to make sure that y'all are safe. And if you don't have something soft, don't worry about doing these. Just skip them. That's totally okay. Your safety is priority over anything else. So, like I said, first thing we're going to do is forward rolls. So, hopefully y'all remember how to do these. I know it's been a while, but it hasn't been that long. And I know my babies love doing forward rolls. It's their favorite thing to do on floor. And I don't mean my babies, I mean my student babies. But if you don't remember what a forward roll is or how to do it, all you need to do is look down at your belly button and touch your hands on the floor, keep your head in, looking at your tummy, and lean forward, all the way down. Honestly, the little ones don't usually struggle with this, but if they are going really crooked or having a hard time going straight over, then all you need to do as the parent, spotter, coach, makeshift coach person is just kind of hold the hips. So imagine I'm sitting here like I was. I'm going to hold the hips like this and help guide them over just so that they're going straight. I really wish I had a little kid to help me with this, but obviously we're in quarantine, so we can't do that. I could use my camera person, but I won't embarrass them like that.
I don't care.
You don't care? You want to do it then?
Sure.
Just so I can show them how to spot. Okay, so we're going to flip it over here. And I'm just going to show you how you can... there's only one person watching anyway, but for the YouTubers who are watching this later. So hands down on the floor. Just like I said, hold the hips right here. Scoot back a bit. No, like scoot all the way back so that when you roll, you're on the camera. Okay, so hips come up and over, head in towards your tummy, rolling over, helping them go nice and slow, making sure they're not plopping down on the hard floor. Nice and simple. Thank you, cameraman. Appreciate it. So yeah, just make sure they're not slamming down. Want to be safe, especially if you're on hard floors. So yeah, go ahead and do 5 forward rolls, just like that. I'll do them with you. Do a count for the time it probably takes. I feel like I'm bad at that otherwise. If you did them as fast as me, you might be a little dizzy too. That's okay. I'll give you a couple more seconds in case y'all took a break like I should have. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do here on the floor, I'm still here, don't worry, I'm just off camera for a second, is some log rolls. So, as we do, just like forward rolls, you want to make sure that you're safe on a surface. And you're just going to kind of roll on your side. So you start on your tummy, you're going to roll to your back. 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then go all the way back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to do more, absolutely feel free to. These are super fun, and the little ones love doing them. As I'm sure you know, you're their parents. I mean, all right. Next, let's see, how do I do this? Let's use this. Alright, so, where's the hips? This is going to be my pretend couch. just to hold yourself, hold their feet. So especially the little ones, this is kind of perfect height for them. So what they're going to do is a handstand. They put the hands down on the floor, put their feet up on the couch or the wall, and you're just going to hold it. We're going to count to 10, 3 times. Now, if you can hold it more than 10 seconds, obviously that's a very good thing to do because it's building up their strength and they'll come back nice and strong. But if they're struggling to get to 10, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Just go as far as your little one can. It's not a race. It's not a contest. I want them to be safe but still building that muscle. So you don't want to do it too short, but not too long. So 10 seconds is generally about what my little ones in class can do. So that's what I'm going to ask y'all to try to shoot for. So we're going to do it 10 seconds. Cameraman, if I can ask you to count for me because it's really hard to count when I'm upside down. So, ready, set, go.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi.
Yay. And now cameraman, this is gymnastics, not Mississippi. We count in gymnastics seconds. 1 gymnastics, 2 gymnastics, 3 gymnastics. Just giving you a hard time, I don't care. Okay, ready? Shake out your arms. Get ready for our next one. Go crazy, do your wiggle dance. Okay, ready? One more time. Set and go.
1 gymnastics, 2 gymnastics, 3 gymnastics, 4 gymnastics, 5 gymnastics, 6 gymnastics, 7 gymnastics, 8 gymnastics, 9 gymnastics, and 10 gymnastics.
You can take it out all together and just count regularly. Good counting, cameraman. Thank you. All right. Do your little wiggle dance. Shake your arms out. Get ready for our last one. We're going to do it one last time. On this one, I want to challenge you to hold it as long as you possibly can. I think the longest I've had, let's see, this goes all the way to Kinder Gym. So we've got PI through Kinder Gym here with us, so that's 3 to 5. So I think the longest I've had a 3-year-old hold it is about 15 seconds. The longest I've had a 5-year-old hold it is about 45 seconds. That's a big range. So I want to make sure that y'all have time to do it as long as you possibly can. So I'm going to give you a total of 1 minute to do this last one because I want you to challenge your child to hold it as long as they are able to. Really push them to build up that muscle. You can make it a game or a contest or something. I'm only going to do it for the same 10 seconds, but I'm going to set my timer for 1 minute so that y'all have time to do it however short or long you want. If you want to do it multiple times in this minute, that's totally cool too. We're going to do it one more time. Cameraman, you don't have to count this time if you don't want to. Thank you. All right, ready, set, and go. All right, that's 10 seconds for those of you who are doing 10. Keep going. Push yourselves. Be as strong as you can. Go for it. Just keep pushing. You got this. I know some of y'all are holding it or can hold it really long because I've seen it. So push yourselves, believe in yourself. You're at 30 seconds. If everyone is already dropped, that's okay, no worries. You can go up again if you want to. You're at 40 seconds. I'm gonna give you about 20 more seconds. If you're already down, give it a break, shake your arms out. And that's 1 minute. If you held it all that time, oh my goodness, you are incredible. Virtual high five. If you came down, that's okay. No problem, no worries at all whatsoever. I am still so proud of you. I'm glad that you're here working out with us. That's what counts. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna do is practice kicking up into your handstands. So for this one, you can use your couch or your bed or wherever it is that you're working, or you can do it just kind of in open space. That's entirely up to you. If you're trying to get all the way up to handstand, I would recommend using your couch just so that you don't fall. So, well, I guess you being the little ones, don't fall over and hurt their heads. So this is going to be my pretend couch again. I'm going to do it just like how I would want y'all to be doing it. You're going to start with your right foot in front or your left foot. It doesn't really matter because we're going to do both. So you put whichever leg you want to start with in front. I always start with my right because that's just natural for me. And you're going to put your hands down right next to your couch. And we're going to kick 5 times as high as you can. So as you jump, your back leg, right now is your left, is going to go up higher than your bottom foot, your right foot. And that's okay, that's the point. So you're going to go up 1, and every time try to get your bottom foot up higher. 2, 3, see if you can tap. 4, or you can tap down low. 5, either way, however you're able to do it. If you want to kick 5 times all the way up, absolutely go for it. If you want to do 5 really low, that's fine too, go for it. So you're going to do 5 of those. If you did them with me, that's okay. Try to do them again all by yourself. Like I said, you can try to go all the way up, so you're leaning against it like this, or not go all the way. That's entirely up to you. And then once you're done with those 5, you're going to switch feet. So you put the other leg in front, and you're doing the exact same thing. You're kicking 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going. And that's why you have your couch there, right? Now, that's my bad leg, so I'm not surprised I fell. Little ones generally don't have a good and bad leg yet, so no worries. That's why I have them work both legs. Alright, the last thing that we're going to do is put your feet together. Well, the last handstand thing we're going to do is put your feet together. So this time, instead of kicking 1 foot at a time, you're going to leave them right next to each other and bounce up with them at the same time. So you go down, you jump, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I try to get a range of height there for you just so you can see how it looks. But generally the little ones don't go much higher than this. And that's okay. So just going however high or low as you're comfortable with. Alright. We got like 1 or 2 more things before we head over to trampoline. What? Am I all red? Am I sweaty? No? Why are you laughing at me? The cameraman's being weird. He's making fun of me. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is just a seal position. So we want to start working you up from a tabletop into a bridge. Some of y'all can already do that, and that's excellent. But we want to make sure that you have the back flexibility to be able to do that before we just throw you onto it. So we're going to go lay down on the floor, keep your hands right by your chest, and you're going to push your arms straight. So you're getting this bend in your back. And you want to try to arch, lean your head back so you're arching your upper back as well as your lower back. And if you want, you can try to lift your toes, see if you can touch your feet to your head. I could not do it anymore, but believe it or not, I used to be able to touch my chin with my toes going like this. Crazy, right? But now I can't even touch my head. It's kind of sad. But just getting that stretch in your back, getting that flexibility built up, getting ready for bridge. If your child is at an appropriate proportion to your couch, and what I mean by that is your child isn't this big and your couch is this big, then what you can do to help them get used to doing a bridge is to lay down on your couch and have them lean back with their hands in their ears and just touch the ground. So So that way the pressure isn't on their arms or anything. And like I said, it kind of has to be the right size for them. So if they're too small to reach the ground without leaning all the way off the couch, then if you can try to find some way to bring the ground closer to them, that would be great. If there's no way for you to do that, and don't worry about it. It's just kind of just a thought I had. Of course, we can do that here at the gym safely with spotters and us coaches knowing what to do with that. We have mats for it. So if you're not comfortable with that, no worries, no big deal. But if it is in a way, if the couch is low enough, or if you've got like a mattress on the ground or something, that'd be the perfect size for them to just kind of lean back and get used to being upside down, looking at their hands without the weight and pressure on their back and shoulders. If they are ready to do a bridge, even better, push up to a bridge. So you're just leaning back, or if they're ready, you can push your legs up so your arms are holding some of the weight, but the pressure's still not all there on your back. Lots of different ways to do this one. Alrighty, and that is all I have for you for floor. Go ahead and get some water. We're gonna head over to the trampoline area. Again, I'm gonna leave my mat out so I remember to clean it later. If you haven't noticed, we are cleaning everything we use every time we come in. That's why I leave it out instead of putting it away right off the bat. Keeping the gym nice and clean, sanitary and safe. Don't want to put anyone in danger right now or when we come back. Alright, for trampoline, we're going to use those stuffed animals again. To follow me. Alright, for this, we're going to practice, oh my gosh, my goodness. For this, we're going to practice our positions that we do for jumps that you see on trampoline. We do it on vault. We do it sometimes on beam. We'll dismount with them. So we see these jumps pretty much everywhere in gymnastics, starting from parent involvement all the way to elite level Olympic stuff. These jumps don't go away, so they're super important. So what we're going to do is take our stuffed animal friends. They're going to help us remember the positions. So we're going to start with a stretch. So obviously we can't really do a stretch jump on the floor. So what we're going to do is lay down and pretend like we're stretching as far as we can. I want you to try to be as tall as possible by reaching your legs away from you, putting your arms away from you. You're just trying to stretch really big, holding both your animals up here. You're going to hug each other in a nice big hug. And then you're going to come up. And we're going to do a tuck next. So that's where you bring your knees up to your tummy. And for this one, you're going to put your animal friends on your knees. Or, yeah, no, let's leave it at that. So you put your animal friends here on your knees. And then for straddle, you open your legs out wide, and your animal friends are going to go look at your feet, make sure that they're pointed. Okay? You're not pointed! Good dad! You're pointed! You're doing good! Alright? So we're going to practice that one more time. So you go up, tuck, straddle. Okay? So you can play with that and make it a game, see if they can get to it really fast, or play with them, do it kind of like Simon Says style. There's so much you can do with this, but for now we're just gonna go over and over doing each one. Nothing too crazy, not the funnest thing in the world, but the animals make it fun. They can talk to each other, they can talk to your body, tell it that it's doing it right or wrong. You know, I love doing stuff with the animals for that reason. I think it makes it really fun. So we're going to do stretch, tuck, straddle, tuck, stretch, straddle. So I want you to try to go as fast as you can with these. Without going too crazy. I know that if I were to say that to my class, they'd end up going like this. Not even kidding, they'd go crazy. So you don't want to go that fast, but just try to go over and over, going fast, staying in control as best you can. Okay? I don't know how well you can see that. I'm at a weird angle, but yeah. So that's all we're doing with these guys. Next. Actually, you know what? Let's keep it. So next thing that you're gonna do, I want you to go back to that pillow or your couch if you're comfortable with this. They can either jump from the couch down to the floor if you have a soft enough landing, or if you're not comfortable with them jumping down like that, then just do it on the floor. If you prefer, like, you can do it on a pillow, or like I said, a soft blanket. You move your couch cushion down to the floor. Whatever you are comfortable with your child doing works. We understand you may not have a trampoline at home, but if you do, that's ideal. So, head outside, go to your trampoline. If that's not an option, totally okay. That's why we give you other choices here. So we're gonna go over those same positions, this time adding the full jump. So just like before, on the floor, your animal friends are gonna go up high in the air, and they're gonna look and make sure that they're going really high as you jump, and your arms aren't bending, your legs are staying nice and straight. You got that, guys? You're looking for straight legs. Got it. Okay, ready? And go. Your legs went straight. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. So I jump up. There we go. And my legs are straight. Good job. Thank you. Okay. All right, so let's do that 3 times. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. Then we're gonna do our tuck jump. And just like on the floor, you're gonna bring your animal friends to your knees. Now typically I teach these with my hands on with hands on the hips. So if you can find a way to do that, leave your buddies sitting on your hips or something, then feel free to do that. But just for the sake of consistency with how the game was on the floor, we're gonna leave them out in front, and you're gonna bring your knees up under your animal friends like a bench. So the animal friends are right here, they're waiting, and I'm gonna jump up, bring my knees to them, and that's it. So we're gonna do, like I said, 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. Good. And for our last one, our animal friends are gonna be out to the side. Or you can put your hands on the hips. The little ones have trouble with this, so either one works. It doesn't matter too much. And there, your animal friends are looking through your toes to come out and say hi. Just like that, but at the same time. So you're gonna jump, legs come out, and all the way back together. Now, if you notice, I kind of stumbled, my foot came down. That's because my head and my chest was down. But if I were to go straight up, I don't have that issue because that's how you're supposed to jump. So make sure they're not leaning forwards like this, looking down with your toes. It's a really good, or it's an easy habit, but it's wrong, and we don't want to build that habit, especially while you're awake. So arms out, or to the side, to the hips. I'm gonna jump up and back together. 1, 2, 3. Very good. All right. And now for our very last one, we're gonna practice spinning, just like we did on floor. We're gonna start with a half turn. So you're gonna turn to face one direction, and you're gonna spin around in the air and face the opposite direction. So I'm gonna start this way. I'm gonna jump and spin to face this way. As you can see, all I did was turn around. Now, I like to start with this one because when I start with the full turns, they end up doing this anyway. So you want to start there and build up to the full turn. So you're starting one direction, I'm going to jump, face the opposite way. I like to have 2 people. So like in class, we'll have the line on trampoline and I'll stand in front of them. I'll say, now look at me, look at your friends, look at me, look at your friends. So you can do that with your stuffed animals. So like, I've got my stuffed animals, I'm gonna look at them, I'm gonna turn and look at the wall, your parent, whoever's gonna be there, and you just jump back and forth. Make sure they're not just going continuously because they'll get dizzy. And that's not the control that we're trying to make. They're jumping across. And then if they're ready, then you can try to jump all the way around in the air in one big circle. Just like that. This one, they usually struggle landing, so just make sure you're there to catch them if they get off balance. It's not a big deal. Everyone needs to fall in life, right? Alright, I'm getting dizzy, so I'm going to stop. Whew. And that is all I had for trampoline. So I'm right on time. Awesome. It's myself 5. For our game that I have for you today, what you're going to need, well, okay, I have kind of 2 different versions of the game. You can do this either with some kind of, well, get some water first. Let me organize my thoughts. Alright, so 2 ways you can play our game. The first is with some kind of landing area, a bucket, a small blanket, a t-shirt, a pillowcase, anything you've got laying around, some kind of target. They're going to throw their stuffed animals and try to land in or on their target. Or you can do this with a partner, so like child and parent or siblings or something. And that's the one I'm going to explain mostly because that's what I had originally thought. So you can sit in a circle or just face to face. You can do, you can stand, or I mean like really anything, any way you want to do it. Normally we do this as a class, so it's like in a big circle, but it's okay to do it like face to face because you might not have enough people for the circle. I don't know. So you each person in the group, whoever's playing, has their own stuffed animal. And I'm going to play with my cameraman even though you can't see him. All you're going to do is kind of practice tossing it back and forth. This is working their motor skills, being able to see objects coming at them, catching it. I don't know about y'all, but I mean, like my 7-year-old little brother still struggles with this. So it's definitely something that's good for them to work those fine motor skills. So you're going to practice with both hands first. You're going to toss and try to catch. He didn't catch it. Got it? Okay. Yeah. And then he's going to toss it back, and I'm going to catch with both hands. Toss it back. Obviously he's playing with one hand, so it's a little harder. And toss it back, still with both hands. And you're going to practice tossing about 5 to 10 times. And the way you can make this a little more fun if you want to is to start really close together, and every time your little one catches it, take a little scoot back, make it a little bit harder and harder and harder. And then you can start over with one hand. So instead of throwing and catching with both hands, you're going to try to throw with just one hand, and they can still catch with both hands. Or if they've really mastered that, then they can try to catch with just one hand. And again, you can try to move it farther and farther away, or just stay at a comfortable distance wherever your child is developmentally, no big deal. The other option for this, like I was saying with the target area, is to just kind of do the same practice as throwing with both hands, one hand, other hand, and you're trying to land it in this target space. So if I were to use this line as my target space, I would try to land it right on the line. Right, see I missed, but it hit the line, but then it bounced. So that's why a bucket is good, because it won't bounce. Yeah. And again, you can do that one slowly scooting farther and farther away as well. So 2 different versions of a similar game. I like the one with a partner because they're also practicing catching, not just throwing. But if you want to practice that and don't have a partner of some kind, you can do it like by yourself. Just throw it up in the air and catch it yourself. And with one hand, catch it just like that. Super fun for little ones. That is all I have for you. Hope you enjoyed the class, and tune in next week.